Hello, Supergang. I hope you're well. I've just been sorting out my first aid kit. It's got all sorts of things inside it that I would be able to use if someone hurt themselves near me. I've got wipes for if someone grazed themselves. I've got plasters in case someone was bleeding. I've got a bandage in case they bumped their shoulder. I've even got lots of these spiral bandages in case someone sprained their wrist or their ankle. I've got loads of things here that would mean that I would be able to help someone if they needed it. Whilst I was sorting through it, it reminded me of a story in the Bible that I thought you might like to hear. The story is about somebody who uses their knowledge of first aid to help save another person. It was a story that Jesus told, and it was after someone had asked him who they needed to show love to. Jesus had told them that they needed to show love to God and to one another, to their neighbours. And so they asked Jesus, who do you mean when you say my neighbour? Maybe he meant the person who lived next door to them. It'd be quite easy to show kindness to them. Shall we hear what Jesus had to say? The story is called The Good Stranger. Here is a man. He's going on a long journey. He packs up some sandwiches and a flask of tea. Then he climbs onto his donkey. Giddy up! Soon he has left the town behind him. The sun is hot, and the long climb up into the hills makes the poor donkey puff. The path winds between high rocks. It's a dark place, full of shadows. I don't like it here, says the man. He has a funny feeling someone is watching him. Can you see anybody that might be watching the man? Suddenly there's a shout. Robbers! 3 of them. They steal his donkey and all of his belongings, and they whack him on the head with his own stick. Can you see the nasty robbers? Poor man. He's left lying on the path. His head is bleeding and he can't move his legs. He lies there for a long time and finally he falls asleep. Poor man. After a while, someone comes along the path. He is wearing fine clothes. He's a bishop. That's good, isn't it? It's someone from the church. He stops, then hurries past, pretending not to see. Perhaps he's late for an important business. Or perhaps he's afraid. The man wakes up and starts to call out for help. Ah, here comes someone, a man in a wig. He's a judge. Judges help people, don't they? Help! Help! But the judge pretends not to hear, and he hurries past, just like the bishop. The sun rises high in the sky. The man is hot. His throat is dry. But here comes more footsteps. Who is it? Oh, it's a stranger from a foreign country. He has no friends here. Why would he stop to help? But the stranger does stop. He speaks kindly to the man in foreign words and helps him to drink some water. He washes his wounds and carefully puts a bandage round his head. The stranger helps the man up onto his own donkey and puts his arm around him to stop him from falling off. And he gently leads him down the path. At the next town, the stranger finds an inn. He puts the man into bed and pays the innkeeper. Look after him, he says, until I get back. Jesus said, which of these was like a good neighbour? Was it the bishop or the judge or the stranger? Of course, we'd have to say it was the stranger, wouldn't we? I think Jesus was trying to tell people in that story that anybody you meet is your neighbour. And nowadays, when we have computers and the internet, it doesn't even have to be somebody that you meet in person. It might even just be somebody or some people that you hear about. We're all neighbours to each other. We want to be good neighbours, like the man in the story, people who see a problem and want to help others. I wonder if you might like to have a go at practicing some first aid at home. You could make sure that you know how to put a plaster on if somebody hurt themselves, or how to tie a bandage. You might want to practice knowing how to phone 999 if you ever needed to call for extra help. All of these things might help you to be like the man in the story and be able to be a good neighbour to the people around you. I hope you enjoyed the story today, and I hope you have a fantastic week. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon.